everyone, welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. On this episode, I am reviewing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first movie. Everyone's been asking me when I'm going to do this, and here it is, because this is an amazing movie. I have to say this is my all-time favorite Ninja Turtle film, right off the top. I'm just going to lay that out there and say, if there is a Ninja Turtle movie that I dub as the best one to be made, it was the first movie. They had the best costumes, an amazing script, awesome actors. I mean, everyone was down to the part to where there was nobody where I felt they were off. Everybody had it perfect. This movie was the movie where, when I first saw it, I didn't see any flaws. Not one. And I saw it about 20 times in the theater without seeing any flaws. I was excited. I loved everything about it. The costumes, Jim Henson brought them to life in such an amazing way. The design was what we knew of the Turtles, but realistic. And it was just outstanding. It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was mind-blowing experience getting to go see this movie. So now that I laid out how awesome I feel this movie is, I'll go into why. I grew up in a family of costume makers. As people have seen my homemade turtle costume several times on here. I've been a California Raisin. I've been a Care Bear. I've been a Care Bear cousin. I've been Garfield. I've been a Volcano God. I've been all sorts of things growing up in costumes. I know the difficulties of going through wearing a costume. It's not easy. I know the heat level could be intense. I know just how blind you are in most of the costumes made out there. You'll have a slit or two, or maybe you'll have a screen that's easy enough to see out of. But there are some costumes where you are walking around relying on your other senses, like hearing and feeling the vibrations in the floor to know what's going on around you. It is not easy to be in a costume, but they pulled it off. And not only did they pull it off with one set of actors wearing this costume, they had two sets of actors per a turtle wearing these costumes. They had the stunt doubles and they had the actual turtles. They had to be able to switch these out throughout the movie so you didn't realize that, oh, this is somebody else wearing that costume to do this, and then it's back to the person with the moving face. They did such an amazing job. I never saw costumes that good in my life, where they were that believable. They put this light in the eyes. I remember my first time seeing one of the Turtle movie costumes. We were at a science fiction convention. It was January 1990, and one of the Palladium little newsletter books came out, and it had Leonardo on the cover. And Leo's sitting there holding that little beaver toy inside the Second Time Around shop. It was a full-color picture. And I stared at it. At this time, I was already a fan. I became a fan in October 1989, so it's only a few months after I became a fan. And I'm looking at the pictures of this costume. Just staring at it, going, is this for real? Is this what they're going to look like? I flipped through, and they had other pictures inside there, and my jaw dropped. And I went to my mom, and I said, I have to see this movie. My mom found the movie novel and handed it to me and said I had to read it before I could see the movie. And if I read it all the way through, I would be taken out of school the day that the movie came out so I could see the very first showing in the theater. Yay! This right here was big to me. I'm not much of a reader. I am dyslexic, and in 5th grade, back when this happened, I was a first grade reading level. I was tested. This was a real problem. This still is a real problem that I have. So, reading a book was a challenge. But that challenge was worth the reward. So, I want to see this movie. Yeah. And my mom got the teachers to agree to this, and I read the book. I read it in time. It took me a struggle. I had to read some chapters more than once, and then I went and saw the movie. I saw it at the Star John R. It was a brand new movie theater in the area right near the Abbey. We showed the Abbey in episode 5 of this season, and I was so impressed with the Star Theater. It was this big, shiny, white movie theater. They had these screens in the lobby to show the trailers. This was the first time we saw stuff like this. It was kind of futuristic seeing this out there. They had video games. They had these big screens. This was an amazing theater when it first opened up. And I remember going there and getting in to see the Turtle movie, sitting there as my jaw dropped, watching their facial movements and just seeing how well it was put together. The plot is simple. They have the Turtles meet April, the Foot Clan's there, Splinter's kidnapped, the Turtles need to go take care of themselves after a fight, realizing that they were beaten by the ones who took their master, and they come back, kick butt, and save Splinter. This concept of a movie has been done. The idea of somebody being taken and a group of people learning, needing to go out there and fulfill their lesson and then return and save the day. That's a normal superhero type origin story. What was unique about it was how they were able to blend the cartoon and the original Mirage comic together to make this an even better story. Now, the reason I say better is because it's reaching out to two different fandoms. It's bringing on us kids who are watching the cartoons, because now we're seeing the Turtles live, and they got their colored bandanas and the weapons and the voices we know them for. Yes, it's not the same voice actors, but they still went on a very similar thing, especially with the Michelangelos. You listen to Robbie Rist and Townsend Coleman, and it sounds like Michelangelo in the movie is influenced by Michelangelo in the cartoon. It worked. And you hear Cowabunga. You see the Turtles actually being out there, being themselves, and matching up to what we knew. But at the same time, it's introducing the Mirage storyline. The second time around shop. Hamato Yoshi, Tang Shin, and Oroku Saki. Wait, where's Saki's brother? Yeah, they did cut the origin a little bit, but just like they cut down on the kiddified stuff, they had to cut down on the Mirage graphic novel stuff. When you look at the two and combine them, they needed to find a happy medium. And that's exactly what they did. These costumes were so fitting into the personalities, too. When the actors moved around and did the expressions and everything, it all felt very fluent and very recognizable to us Turtle fans. If they went full hardball Mirage with a full new personality that most of the fans did not know, a lot of us would not still be the fans we are. Because our parents would not have allowed us to go to the movie. We would have had to wait till we got older, and who knows where it would have went, because we're familiar with just the cartoon. But having this intermediate of an area helps bring the people from the cartoon to the movie and then merge into the comic books. With having this medium there, it had a way to help ease the fans from one area to another. And it made us question, why is Splinter a pet rat in this movie and not a human? There's a comic book? What is the East Warehouse on Lairdman Island about? There's no Lairdman Island. So we get to look into it, and then we find out about Eastman and Laird. We find out about the Mirage comics. It's a way of helping introduce it to the fans. Now, I know there was people out there going, oh, the movie should have been more dedicated to the Mirage fans, or, oh, the movie should have been more dedicated to the original cartoon series. But I think they did it just right. I love it. And yes, now as an adult, I can see the bloopers. I can see where the Turtles do not have their legs below their knees. I can see where you look through the costumes at points like at the elbows, or where Raph doesn't have their wristbands, or where you can see Leaf's face through Donatello's mouth. I can see all the bloopers now, but as a kid, and seeing the movie on the big screen at the theater, I didn't see those things. I saw a movie that made me want to see it again and again. I saw a movie where they brought in the action, where they brought in the characters, where they introduced in some new characters, where we saw April struggling with her boss like she did in the cartoon series, but she looked a lot different and wasn't in that crappy yellow jumpsuit. I saw an April actually trying to help out and defend herself a little bit. She couldn't do much, she wasn't a trained fighter, but she didn't just sit there and not do anything. This was what I loved about the Turtle movie. And when I look at the Turtle movie, the voices and everything just coming together, the directions, the cameo, really small, from Kevin Eastman in the background with the garbage truck. When I look at these things and actually see how much effort, how much work went into it, I was pulled in. This could really be the area where my real obsession with Ninja Turtles started. Because the costumes and everything were so great, I started to study. Like, how did they do this? It wasn't about just enjoying it on the screen anymore. It was about looking behind the scenes. So if you notice on Cowabunga Corner, how many people who worked on these movies I have been trying to interview and share their stories with you guys, it's because I think a movie this good deserves to share the history of the people who worked on it, how they got involved, what they enjoyed working about it, what that was their hardest parts of working on it, the challenges they faced to make us this spectacular film. I learned to read words like animatronic. It helped me read so much getting my hands on the magazines. For the second movie, they came out with all the how they made the costumes and Black Belt magazine and everything. And it was all inspired in my mind from this first movie. So why is the first movie so great? To me, it is. It just is. I did a commentary track with the What the Shell podcast. So if you want to hear me going through the movie with some other Turtle fans and working things out of saying, hey, check this, this, and this, then we do have that done. It was a little weird because some of our people were in England and their movie was going faster than ours was back here in the U.S. So they got ahead of us as we're all watching the movie and we're going, wait a second here, why are you that far ahead already? So it was an interesting commentary. I recommend going and finding that if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this movie. Turtles 1, 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs, 2 toes, whatever I can do to say up, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. This movie, even with all of its bloopers, it makes the Ninja Turtles what they are for me. It helped make me a solid fan of what the Ninja Turtles are. It showed me that every area of the Ninja Turtles can still come together in one medium. And at that time, every area was the comic book and the original cartoon series. We got it both right here. One media, both sets of fans can enjoy. One thing I'd like to point out, since I have these here, is the release order. If you are wondering how the movie hit the market after it was in the theater, it first came to a VHS tape that looked like this. It has the darker black cover with all the turtles, and then on the back it has the images up at the top, like April with Raph, Leo meditating, the turtles coming out of the sewer, Casey Jones with Danny. So we have that one as the very first release. The next release is this lighter green VHS right over here. I was really surprised when that came out. I'm like looking at it going, why'd they change it? Because the dark one has my attention a lot more. You can tell which one's used and which one's still new in package. Then we started getting the DVD releases, and the first DVD releases were not in the plastic cases. This is more of a cardboard case. So when you open it up, it has the region area on the inside of the cover and then the blank DVD. It's closes back up there, and you clip the black thing, and it closes, and it's got the images on the back. Not really the same images as we would have before, as this is the menu images and saying what's extra, which is like this video game thing, the maze. And then we have the normal DVD case come out. This is normal case that you can find most DVDs in to this day. And then lastly, on my table, you have your 4-packs. Now, you have your 4-packs in several different versions, and I just could not see fitting all of them onto the set. There is the nice one with the zipper shell bag. There is of course, the Blu-ray sets. There is the ones with the orange case cover. There's a bunch of ones that have come out in the last few years. Sadly, we don't have all the awesome bonus features that Germany got. Germany got a commentary from the director and got the deleted scenes. Deleted scenes. Why are you not in the U.S.? I want those deleted scenes released here. It's not that I don't want to own the German copy. I just think that this is a U.S. movie. Ninja Turtles are a hit right now. We're selling the toys off the market. Give us a DVD release that the fans want to buy. Put the bonus features on there. I mean, Turtles 2, how many interviews were there? There was the Behind the Shells. There was so many different things you could put on a DVD. Turtles 1 also has stuff that you could put on a DVD. And the commentary and deleted scenes and bloopers are some of those things we would love to see on a Ninja Turtle DVD. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Well, it's obvious I buy most copies, but I would definitely buy that and be excited to buy it, and I would promote it on Cowabunga Corner because that's what we want to see. So, I'm being as honest as I can there. Give us something we want to watch, and we will buy. Now, what are your thoughts on the first Ninja Turtle movie? Do you love it as much as I do? Does the little irks of the bloopers bother you? Does the fact that they combined the two instead of leaving it original series or comic book bother you? Do you wish it was animated, or do you love that it was live action? Or what is your opinion of this movie? Share reviews below. We'll be happy to see what others have to say. I read every comment that comes in. And it's fun to discuss. It's fun to see where everyone stands. Every review helps somebody in one way or another because nobody thinks alike. And everyone brings something new and fresh to the table. So share your thoughts. Do a video reply. Just take part and let us know. Stick around for next week and we'll see you here on Cowabunga Corner. Cowabunga!
Hi, I'm Rob Paulson, better known to most of you as originally Raphael, and now in the 2012 TMNT on Nickelodeon, Donatello. Go figure. You are watching Cowabunga Corner, and I'm coming up next week.